You are watching Tech Confessions, created by Amy Lewis and brought to you by VMware.
John, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So we're here today to talk about your software-defined aha moment, maybe when you stopped thinking in terms of the physical realm and started thinking about software first.
So for me, it would be vMotion, right, which really was quite groundbreaking from an engineering or administration point of view, because it really it empowered you to have some flexibility in how you manage your compute and virtual infrastructure, right? You didn't have the burden of these long maintenance windows and very laborious maintenance or upgrade activities where you had to worry about outages of systems anymore, right? The divorcing of the software and hardware reliance of a system state was pretty remarkable.
Mm-hmm. And now with this new wave of SDN, I imagine you've had some mini light bulb moments more recently.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming from the service provider perspective, right, we look to software a lot to deliver services to our customers. And in the network space, the network virtualization SDN kind of movement that we've seen the past few years, NSX has really allowed us to enable our clients to do work at the speed of their business, as opposed to having to submit a ticket and having the provider do something, right? The ability for the software to inherently give and empower customers the ability to do things on their own without having to rely on hardware, right? It is pretty important to a business, I think, as things move faster. Businesses need their operations and their IT infrastructure to move at the speed of their business and their customers.
So it's inherently faster and it's more secure, and it gives customers a lot more, they feel more empowered.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's much faster, much more operationally efficient, and the policy-based work you can do with an NSX really helps to remove a lot of the manual effort, a lot of the guessing, and a lot of the error one might see in the old world of having to touch many different components that are so closely coupled with hardware.
Is there anything that we should be on the lookout for that you keep seeing with all your customers?
So I think something that keeps popping up is as customers expand their use of infrastructure and consumption of IT services outside of their four walls, right? So whether to service providers like ourselves or the public cloud, you know, be it VMware Cloud and AWS or whatever the other provider is, the need to effectively and efficiently have connectivity between all of those, have access to their applications, and seamless communication between their sites and workloads, no matter where it is. I think is a growing trend as people get more comfortable with the cloud and start to really embrace specifically the software-defined networking piece, and for us that's NSX, right? We see a lot of conversation and interest around how do they leverage that technology and that thought to speed up their business and really streamline their operations.
That's great to hear. Of course, we'd love to hear anything great about NSX.
Yeah.
And I know that at AWS, it keeps coming up again and again. It's the keynote here this morning at the VMUG Indy where we are right now.
Yeah.
So are you, in terms of community, is this something that do you often come to these VMUGs? I find that they're often beneficial.
Yeah.
People find them very beneficial. I don't know what your experience has been like with.
I think these are great, both from technical content and just the relationships you build at these events within the community, and they very much extend to VMware, right? So it's not an isolated thing. The relationships in the community continues to grow and evolve. I try to make it to as many of these as I can. I haven't been to the Indy VMUG in a couple years, and it's really great to be back. And it's one, in my opinion, it's one of the more fun ones to come to.
Oh, good.
Just because of the people it brings that are both native to the area, but also come in.
I heard it's also one of the larger ones.
I understand that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
When you're ready to make your tech confession, join us at techconfessionstheshow.com.